This was a pretty good discussion I saw going on X from iconic comics creators Doug Ernst and Mark Pellegrini, talking about writing quality Christian fiction without becoming bumper sticker books. This is something I've worked very, very hard on as well. And I've also always been asked to promote a lot of Christian projects, which are tough sometimes because it's exactly what Doug Ernst says. Like, some of these become bumper sticker books where it's like, you know the Christian moms who have those like Christian bumper stickers all over their cars that are just super cringy, and it's like, that's not a good example of what Christian culture is. Now, I argue with people on this all the time because they're like, "Oh, any message is bad," and that doesn't make sense either, because you can't have a book of heroism without having some kind of morals behind a character or ideology behind a character. So the ideology existing is not a bad thing. False ideology is, because when you get woke stuff, of course, it points to evil as good. It gives reasons for evil, and of course, good never actually does good because they have to be flawed heroes and the like, and it doesn't feel right. Now, good Christian fiction has existed for a long, long time, and in fact, most of the world's best art is Christian art. If you go to the Sistine Chapel, if you go to the Vatican, you will be hard-pressed to find any better art ever in existence. If you look at a lot of the stuff from a long ways back, like C.S. Lewis and Tolkien, those guys made the best fantasy that ever existed and still is. It holds things. Actually, modern authors complain that they get so much bookshelf space in bookstores because the books still keep selling. Because when you point to truth, you have beauty. And when you have beauty, you are doing honor to God in your creation. It's a big, good thing. And that's exactly what these guys are talking about with Soul Finder and Common America right here, which we will get into in just a moment. Please smash the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in comic culture, my friends. And this is going to be a good one on a deep discussion that we can have here today. I really appreciate everybody who's here, who enjoys quality comics, our great discussions. As you know, I've got my Emerald Array graphic novel on Fund My Comic. We had a pretty nice day yesterday. Got I think 7-8 backers, and I appreciate you guys for being there. My Emerald Array is a Space Marine graphic novel, which is full male, strong male leads fighting against bug people and the like. And Lieutenant Lansing, my main character, is a devout Catholic. And so he does have a scene in here where he actually is shown what he does in his off time. And it's part of his character. It's an important thing. And it builds really, really nicely. Now, this doesn't become a bumper sticker fiction. Most of the book is a big aliens fighting bug monsters and the like. And it's just badass action. And this is how you build characters and have depth to characters to where they have multiple facets and multiple dimensions while building a cool story also. You can do this. And I had a great interview with Mark Miller on the channel. If you haven't seen it, go find that video, where I asked him about his Catholic faith and how he incorporates things into these books as well. And he gave some really good insights on that I would recommend. But this is a wonderful fiction with great science fiction. It's a lot of fun. If you like Star Wars, Warhammer 40K, I'm bringing it back, guys. This is classic Marvel Comics style. Even the art, we went with classic style, like Jack Kirby and The Fourth World and the like, very intentionally, because we want to bring things back. We want to bring that classic sense back. We want to bring back great Silver and Golden Age comics back. And that's part of our mission here. So check it out. You're going to love this, and it's in the description below. We've only got 11 days left, so don't miss it, guys. Really appreciate everybody who's back so far. And yes, it's in the description below for you to check out. Grab the whole series, because the Terran Imperium Chronicles, we've built a beautiful world here that isn't bumper sticker books, like they say. It's definitely something with depth to it, and that's why it's enduring and doing so well. All right, so Soul Finder creator Doug Ernst and Common America writer Mark Pellegrini opened up about what makes good Christian writing and a story on how to utilize one's faith positively in comics and books. Christian authors often get accused of making books too corny or ham-fisted with their content. And guys, I deal with this all the time. I get people like, I saw one where somebody, I don't want to just be mean to people, but I'm a nice guy with on-time books, after all. But I got one back in the day where they asked me to promote them, and it was literally like a black Superman with a giant cross, and he would then hit people with a cross, and I'm like, oh gosh, this is painful. Please don't do things like that. That's what we mean by the bumper sticker fiction or ham-fisted sort of stuff. And he's reading Bible verses as he's hitting people with a cross. As a joke, you could make that kind of like as a sort of like a not serious book. You could maybe make that a decent thing, but it was serious, so it was just cringy. And that happens all too much in modern fiction because people don't actually focus on character, on world building, on plot. Those are the things that should go on. The character should act as a character should, and that's actually what Doug Ernst accomplished with Soulfinder. I read the first volume of it, and he has a very good character with his father character in this book. And he actually posted to X about this. I was sent a Comics by Perch video today because it mentioned Soulfinder in the topics of Christian comics. I'm glad he made the distinction between solid storytelling that happens to have Christian characters, themes, and bumper sticker books. Now, I'm going to go further, and I'm going to say happens to have Christian characters, themes is a little bit disingenuous on this level because he very intentionally did this. It didn't just happen to have that, but he does focus on the plot and on keeping the character true to himself and true to the internal world building, which is where the book really, really works, right? And that's exactly what we've done with the Emerald Array, for example. So it's a very similar sort of thing. So he continues here. I don't talk about this too much, but there are people who go out of their way not to discuss this series because I put story and characters first and do not bill myself as a Catholic writer, Catholic-y Catharoo. Yeah, I do over here because I think it's important just to let people know where you're at. And I think a lot of the good ideas of comics is to be out there and to very much just declare yourself of faith and say, this is what we're doing. We are changing the culture, and that's a good thing. Doug has a different way of doing things, of course. He says, yes, I'm unapologetic about my faith. Yes, I'm unapologetic of my desire for people to pray the rosary. Those are excellent things. My books, however, are informed by faith without slamming people in the face with ham-fisted dialogue that does not serve the comic script. And this is exactly where Christians need to be very, very careful when doing things. Anybody really needs to do this, because if you get it ham-fisted, if you make a plot line that's way too close and way too on the nose to real world, like current year politics or whatever. I saw a comic coming out from The Woke, which was like, what if January the 6th succeeded? And it's like, come on. Nobody wants to read that. They shove that stuff into Marvel and DC Comics all the time. DC Comics has become this we must virtue signal the gay, right? And it's so painful to read every single time it happens. That's what we've been complaining about. So on the opposite side, we have to work very, very hard that when we make our characters and we make our mores apparent, that they serve the story, that they serve the character first, because that's exactly how you do good writing. Tell cool stories with good and virtuous and creative foundations. Provide beautiful art. Respect the reader and do your best to write intelligent, well-crafted, multi-layered tales. The rest will take care of itself. Absolutely great advice right here for authors. And think about that. That is your first priority as a creator, is to do something like that. Now, Mark Pellegrini from Common America actually just went in on this. He says, Father Redder in Soulfinder is akin to Belmont in a Castlevania game, or Peter Cushing's Van Helsing in a Hammer Dracula movie. The character is Catholic. The mythology of his universe is built upon a Christian foundation, but the stories are not evangelical narratives. That's right. Soulfinder can be enjoyed by anyone, Christian or otherwise, and it's entertaining supernatural action thriller. It doesn't feel like a Catholic comic any more than X-Men does whenever Nightcrawler's in it. Well, they definitely don't feel like that in X-Men anymore, as Nightcrawler no longer acts like a Catholic priest, but instead starts ranting about furries and the like and how he loves going to furry parties. It's kind of insane, but that's what Marvel Comics does. And these guys are absolutely right. That's exactly why we focus on a narrative first right here. If you look at my Terran Imperium Chronicles, it exists as an extrapolation of the real world thousands of years into the future, when there's a Terran Empire that covers the entire galaxy. Humanity is spread out, and humanity exists. Christianity exists because Christianity will continue. People will continue to spread the faith. Some of the characters are religious, some of them are not. And it creates a world that's dynamic and real, that feels like you can actually be immersed in it. And that's why these books have been so popular. That's why my last one sold incredible amounts. Sold over 800 backers after the backer kit campaign ended there. And of course, that's why the one before that did very well too. And that's why we're continuing to grow. So this is the type of universe that you have to build. You have to build something with depth. You have to build something that matters, that people can actually latch onto, that has a hook. And having a full male Space Marine team in 2025 does do that, because people are missing that out of Warhammer 40K. They're missing male soldiers in fiction in general because they've all been replaced in everything else out there. That's why we built this exact story. Lieutenant Lansing is a very deep introspective character who's gruff. He's soft spoken in public. He doesn't talk a lot. We've got Lieutenant Olson, who cracks jokes. We've got Perello, who's like their smart guy, who actually knows computer systems and the like, and likes to go through that. So when you have these characters and you have their attributes like this, it comes across as real, and the fiction comes across as real, and it works for the comic books. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Please back our great book today, guys. 11 days to go. The book is finished with line art, so you know that we're going to be delivering in just a couple of months. We are just going like clockwork. I have so many books to get out this year, guys, and I can't wait to get them all to you. We are focused here. We're doing this full time. We're not like a lot of other guys out there that like are hobbyists in this. This is like our 13th full graphic novel, and there's going to be a lot more to come. You're really going to love this. My early readers who have read the early parts of this say this is exactly what you've been looking for in a book. Check it out. It's in the description below.